World of YouTube, true crime, a terrible sight. I didn't jump into this story because I've been waiting for the outcome. And of course, the outcome has not become too good. Hang on a second, I want to pull my thing forward here. A little tripod. Never thought I'd be using one of these things. But a lot of things I need to cover in this, because this story is just brutalized. First off, I like to start with this story. And mind you, I like to say something about how I do my videos. Especially this one. And it's everything I do, believe it or not, is unscripted. Sometimes I'll sit and, think about it while I'm looking into this story of what I want to say, but most of it, and the majority of it, is unscripted. And what I do to use in my stories throughout everything is about stuff that I've seen, learned, and pretty much been through in my life. One thing I hate about this freaking recorder, I gotta touch the screen or it shuts off. It's not like the friggin' camera where it'll stay recording, so. Yes, unscripted. That means everything that comes out of my head is something that's knowledgeable and stuck in there and scarred for life. Especially stories like this. Because not only have I gotten, I'm going to say family member that was pretty much suckered into living with some people and put in a dangerous situation. This kind of reminds me of it. And why? Due to the shamefulness of the police department letting these two drive away, as this girl supposedly was in the police car. And she said she didn't feel safe around them, but they went about to say, oh, this is more of a mental health. I know I've been mentioning it, and I've been saying it all along. And when they put it in the news, I agree with it too, and I've been seeing, and not just because I've seen it on the news, but also because I've dealt with mental health, especially with all my kids, young kids, the kids like this right here sitting before us, no street smarts. And another thing is that I always say, and I want to see done, is relationships. I got to do my love triangle video soon. But I think relationships should be taught in school. A whole class of love relationship is right. Because a trip like this, all right, I've been with my wife for 26 years. And we've been up and downs. Oh boy, brutal ones. And, in learning from it, because what made me stay with this woman was the fact that if we break up, pretty much, you're going to start all over again. And you got to think about this. And what I think these two, right, should have done, but they didn't, and they probably weren't even thinking of it, but this road trip shouldn't have been about a YouTube travel Oh, cross country, visit state parks. Yes, one thing is good. They're doing it before they have kids, because when kids come, you get everything ceases. Money is into the baby or babies. And right, you don't have no traveling until they get a little bit older, because if you bring them when they're young, man, it's tough. Oh, is it tough? Experience I speak of. But they should also use this trip as learning to get along with each other. Because if they were gonna get married, but yet and I can say, I'm sorry, picture says 1,000 words. He looks like a cocky little punk. I'm sorry. And the way he was treating this girl and everything that I've heard, excuse me, sounding like a control freak. And I guess they were saying something. My wife was listening. I haven't listened to, bits and pieces to this. My wife said that he was getting obsessed with her or something. So, you know what? That's why schooling of a whole class should be, I don't know why they ain't in there. Yeah, you had these movies, daytime movies back in the day, or they did have some kind of class teach you what it would be like, but I don't see it no more. And I think that should be a permanent class, just like math, reading, science, social studies. But then again, you know what? Social studies is all about history. And I think, honestly, in my opinion, social studies should be taken out, because the social studies and the history is not good. When I went to school, I was learning about Native Americans and how they savagely, brutally killed the white man, and it wasn't them. It was the white man who brutally, savagely killed the natives, and just because they were different, the story was told wrong. I think all that should be taken out, social studies, and put in relationship class. A lot of history, especially when you learn about presidents and John F. Kennedy. And yes, when I was a kid learning about him, hey, everybody put that man up on to be on the pedestal. And to me, that man was nothing but a lousy piece of crap. And go and hate me for it, swear at me, say what you want, but I'll never change my thoughts, theories on that guy, because for one, I know for a fact that man had Marilyn Monroe murdered. Because for a woman to sing sexually at a friggin' birthday party, and she was in love with the guy, and all that woman too back in the day wanted, obviously, love. Who cares if she was some kind of Photoshop lady, getting all her pictures taken, but Robert and John Kennedy were nothing but two pimps, players, and all the dirt has came out on them. And if anybody overlooks that and thinks that that's wrong, but yet Ted Kennedy murdered a woman, left her to drown in the car, and got to run his seat until the day he died with a tumor in his brain. And to me, I'm sorry, history is just malfunctioned, not properly said. And I refuse to listen to any more unless it's done by me. And I'm going to correct it. My videos of history of natives is right correcting it. Because I know all they did was try and help, and they got ripped off and stolen land, and that's it. And what's that got to do with this? It's got plenty to do with it. Because that class should be taken out for relationship class. And right, a lot of failed marriages. I was just listening to the radio right now, and they're talking about, remember that guy who got married? Got married, they divorced in a year because the guy they said was a program director at WZLX, he got married. It didn't last. He couldn't handle it. And I think he might have got married with a woman already with kids. So if that tells you something, you don't know what you're walking into. And it's like a big wall, and you slam your face on it so many times where you, oh, I've had enough of this. I can't do this because of the pain, because of the stuff you endure in that relationship. That's right. So these two should have used this as a test, right, to see if they can withstand each other, and obviously they couldn't. I'm sorry. It's just sick. And I think we should be having more education on this. And the mental health part is a whole nother different story. Oh, you throw that and mix it in there, you got a bad batch of soured milk or whatever you want to put in that bad batch of meat being rotten. Oh man, and that guy over there becoming a control freak. This is something that should be learned in school. If you go out with someone right, you'll learn, but at least you'll be educated to see what the person is like. And it sucks to say that people it's so blind to it. Yeah, they'll sit there and say, and how many times have I seen this in a relationship go bad? Oh, I had to see it for myself, and oh man, and I was too late, but I moved on and I bettered myself. No, you can better yourself by getting educated first. And that's what I think should be done. Enough of this crap of people getting together. And if you're in for the long haul, like me, I'm old fashioned. I don't want to go out there, and I'll admit it, I've only been with 5 women in my life, 4 or 5 women, and I don't care. You bust my balls, go ahead. But at least I know I learned from relationships with my brothers, my mother and father, and I took that knowledge, and when I got up to step up the bat, how many times I swung out or was with them and it went bad. And I'm sitting there thinking, yeah, do I want to be with this for the rest of my life? No. And, one can only imagine what I went through with just the little handful of girls I went with. It wasn't good. It wasn't good. And one of them, mind you, was obsessed. And it's like, whoa, oh no. I wasn't putting up with that because it was, oh man. But anyways, everything that comes out of me is experience. And these two right here, right, looking at their pictures, and this guy over here, I mean, supposedly a witness saw him smacking her back in the van, smack, all the way to get in the van, whatever they were arguing about, whatever could have crossed their minds on this road trip. And if he's got mental health of, and I know that mental health because, right, I had someone, I ain't gonna throw no names out there, but I had a family member that used to beat up women. Watched it, young age. He was 6 years old, watched that crap. First time I ever seen that happen. It was like, what the fuck? It's like, oh my God, what is this? This is the things that made me think what the hell the TV's doing and what my family's, what the fuck is that? What? Oh man, no. And then I put it in the back of my mind that I want to be, that one man, one wife, picket fence, house, car, kids, that's it. Old fashioned. And my head's stuck in the olden days. I wish it was back in the olden days to right now. Because today, society like this, these young kids coming up, not having a care in the world. And then stuff like this happens. The street smarts are not there in our children today. I'm sorry. Some do have it. Don't get me wrong. But to put it in perspective, they have it, but they do not use it right. I'm sorry. And like my second oldest son, he has the street smarts, but he does not use it right. And that's the thing that pisses me off the most. He does not use it right. And who else would he get the best knowledge from that? Is it from me? But no, I'm an old man. I don't know shit. You know, I can't believe the old man. Yeah, the old man got the kids always running their mouths about old man. I'm like, new weight bench I just picked up for free. I'm gonna show you, old man, as I'm lifting weights. But anyways, on the mental health behalf, that's right. Law enforcement, like they said, should be trained. If they think this is a mental health issue, though, but still, she's got bruises. She's in the car saying she's afraid of the guy, and they just let him go away, and then they're all about, yeah, oh, jeez, we feel bad now, and yeah, remorse now, you dinks. It's like, oh my God. This mental health thing, even in the disability office with the people I got to deal with, and I think, yeah, they should be trained better to deal with people with mental health is right. So, and they talk about it on the news. When is it going to be done? No, training is right. So relationship training, mental health training, all a part of school. You know what? It should be done because now if people now back then, didn't have the diagnosis, you had a deformity, you had something wrong when you picked your nose and put it in your ear. You do something funky like that back in the day, you be put in the asylum. Today we all have diagnosis about stuff. We do know a little bit more. And everybody's got to be, aware of this. Everybody, even us, regular normal people. And I've been doing a lot of research because my family has mental health. And oh boy, learning, not too long ago, my father told me about 3 members in my mother's family all went to the friggin' asylum. And my father himself made it to the asylum, but his was that he had epilepsy seizures. That didn't contribute well to him either. Because he had to, go flip-flopping like a fish on the floor and, screaming, yelling, biting stuff down so hard where you could bite your friggin' tongue off. They thought he was mad. I mean, he did do some things that put him there too, but, back then, everything was just, give him electric shock, give him the lobotomy, stick that pin up in their eye, and kill the lobe in your brain so you can just sit there like a vegetable and talk like a damn fool or drool all over yourself, right? But now, like I say, you gotta have more knowledge of this, and I think people should too, because you'll know when you walk out there like I do. Every time I see something of a person of nature, I've been around something. It's amazing though. Sometimes I amaze myself just to think I've been around a person like that. Holy crap. And yeah, I gotta, obviously put it out here in the friggin' videos, so I think everybody should learn, though. Start reading it up or, I don't know, listen to my stories. You'll hear some friggin' wacky stories. And my life has been always around chaos. There was always a fight. There was always something going down. Just like when I went to jail, I watched a guy get stabbed to death in a friggin' goddamn cell. It's like, I've seen things. And to just sit there and think about this stuff, and then you see it on the news to people like this, it's like, what the now the kid's gone, hidden in the woods, or wherever he's going, whatever he's doing. But another life lost. And I can tell you something now, I can't work no more because of my mental health. I got the letter from the government, Massachusetts. You're not allowed to work in the public. Oh, great. So, right, majority of the time, all I can do is drive. And hopefully one day, get this going for myself. Because if I'm going to can't work, I'm going to do something, and there might as well be this. Right, I get out to places all the time trying to do and capture history. And like I say, I love history, and I want to make history right. I don't want to make history about a lie to people. And like I say, that's right. You gotta get educated. And what better way than doing it here? But, because I got the experience, man. And yeah, sometimes when I talk about stuff, it's like I gotta keep it deep, locked up in a way when I get finished with it. Because going back in time and, going through what I went through, I mean, hey, it's like, God damn it. Sometimes I wish I didn't have a photographic memory, but if I didn't, yeah, I wouldn't be able to do this stuff. So great. But, like I say, I've been going through some of my own hard times because, right, it just things going around and this thing not kicking off like I thought it would. But, I mean, at least I can just keep banging through. I did get noticed, so it's just time and patience. Which these two did not have. Only one could have known what would have happened if, hey, they were out there and I could just imagine what they were thinking though, what would tick this guy off to really, just, and the body ain't even identified yet. So it's like, here we go, and who knows? This could have been somebody else, and it could not be her, but we'll find out. Because not only that, right here, it could be one of these two guys. Gabby Petito, one of the 3 people missing near Grand Tenton Park. Hopefully it's not one of them 2 guys, because then you'd be really like, what the But seems to be. And one thing I thought of that this kid might have did, and I'm done looking at that punk, but I'm about to wonder if he not only gonna go through national parks, I'm about to wonder if he looked up stuff like this, missing people that she didn't know of. And, put that in his YouTube video. Oh, but I'm gonna say she does look like a chatterbox. I mean, she definitely, all her pictures I looked at, happy-go-lucky girl. I mean, I'm sure she probably maybe chatted a lot. And I did have, mind you, my brother, my older brother's, one of his many women and his ex-wife. Excuse me. Damn it. I mean, that woman used to go on all day. You get in the car with her. Oh, man. I witnessed this. I was in the back seat. And I felt sorry for her. You only could, but she would not just shut up. And I can see probably where this went because of this. But no one needs to do that crap. And that's the thing with people, they should learn about, hey, do I want to live with this for the rest of my life? He could have just called it off and said no. But I think he might have been a chatterbox. And what happened was they were dropping me off because I spent the night. We went to a water country in New Hampshire. And I spent the night at their place because they just got a new place. They were married, newlyweds. And, it's about where we lived from. From where they lived to our house, my place, it was maybe, 10 miles, 13 miles at least. Especially going the back roads. And from that place, 13 miles, we're talking. And from all through the 13 miles, this wife of my brother, talk this, answer this, question that, this and this. And my brother, I could tell, was getting irritated. I don't know. It's like, oh my God. It's like, what the You 2 got married and you're already bickering like, it was just bad. And I mean, not from my brother, but from somebody else. I'd hate to say this, but it's experience and you need to know. But after that, and about a month down the road, the poor girl got a jaw wired shut. And later on, my brother told me that she was in a bar or something, or she was somewhere and she wouldn't shut up. And when she did get around, people that, she's gonna make sure she's heard, that person, boof, broke her jaws. I mean, I'm gonna wonder if she, nothing wrong with it, but you gotta know how to deal with it. And my brother didn't know how to deal with it because they divorced later on, of course, and that was done quicker than it happened. And that's why I say people should, just because that person's good looking, or just because that person, you think is good for you, you gotta be with them. And that was a perfect trip for them to get together and know what it's like. They should have used it that way. If we're gonna get married, maybe we should see how we work together is right. In a long distant trip. And like I drive around with my wife all day and she can't work either. Disability, because oh man, the stuff she's been through. I mean, yeah, it's about a wonder why we got together. It's just, there's so much stuff that went down between the both of us. It's just insane. But there's times, right? And with her disability, she's, got the repeating stuff. So I listen to that all day, every day. And yes, we do get into arguments. Yes, we scream at each other. But after that, it's like we got it out. It's over. It's done. Back in the day, though, when we used to drink, it was toxic. And, I got a few fists in my head from that woman. Waking up out of bed, mind you. So, what needed to be eliminated? The alcohol. It's better now. Right. It's way better. Because, like I said, I'm a 17-year alcoholic, and that's what I drank, and I got depressed, and, that time in my life where I almost, kicked the bucket. It was like, I ain't gonna do this, I'm gonna do this. And that's exactly what I did. Went off to drink, yeah, whatever. But 26 years, when I know something's, ready to explode, I know how to deal with it. I just know how to deal with it because I can ignore everything. Honestly, it ain't about the arguments, about her. It's about what, sometimes, most of the times, her stuff is, got to do with what is going on with me too, but she repeats it, and it's like, but I know how to deal with it. I just know how to deal with it. And that's what people need to do. They know how to deal with it. They need to know how to deal with it. That's what I think. And if you can't deal with it, then get the hell out of it. If you're a kid or two in, hey, you deal with it. You can't just say, oh, I'm Chris Watts. I'm going to kill him. Stupid idiots. And mind you, this guy, I want to... In some of his photos, man, he kind of looks like Chris Watts. But enough of that. So anyways, as I was, this is a tragic story. And like any story, it could have been prevented if there's more education. And I think there should be more education on relationships. There should be a whole class of that through school, and you know what, even through college. Because if you want the long haul with somebody, which I see a lot today, don't happen. It's just sick of today's society. Oh, they'll have their partners, and then it's just over, and then you got your F buddies. You're just the stupidness. I think the world would be a better place if people get more educated, not, oh, get involved with somebody and then they don't work out, but maybe one does want to be there and the other one don't, so they go find somebody new. Then that person's mind twists and, oh geez, all of a sudden, yeah, you're in a tragedy like this. I mean, maybe she could have said something about some guy making a comment on their videos and she comment back. You know, that could be one thought theory when you're doing videos. You get a lot of people commenting, and I get it with my wife. There's a lot of people, women that comment, what are they commenting for? It's like, hey, this is a fan-based show. This is like a TV show. This is not, the dating game. This is not a dating website. And yes, sometimes I go through that. But, it is what it is. And people need to be educated on relationships. Seriously. It went through as a fad back in the day where the girls would put the baby bump on and the weight and all that and gotta do this. And for whatever reason why they took that out is beyond me. And I think maybe that should in college where that should be. The baby bump sessions, not the young age. The young age is dealing with, everything in the relationship, what they like, there's things my wife likes that I don't like. Like, I like old country music. I don't like the new country music. There are some artists out there that I can stomach some songs, but the new country, to me, oh my God, they've lost the meaning to it. I mean, people like Kenny Chesney or Keith Urban, Tim McGraw. There's a lot of their songs that I do like, or Rascal Flatts. But there's some other country artists out there, man, that just need to stop making country. I'm sorry. But there's stuff that she likes. And right, what do you do with someone that you don't like the music? And, they're listening to it. And you're just over there, God damn. Who knows, maybe she put music on that the man didn't like. It's like, how do you deal with it? You deal with it. You deal with it. That's it. That's all you can do. To make it work, you gotta deal with everything. She hates my music. I put in Anthrax. I put in, just the other day, I put in Iron Maiden Power Slave. And I love blaring that music. And I had to have it on a low volume. So, it's just like, what can you do? There's got to be more education. Mental health, too. Police and disability office people need to be more education on people like me or people like this guy and get it done. Sorry, folks. You need to learn more about mental health. But I'm going to get out of here and take that moment of silence. And hopefully one day my voice will make a change. Because things like this could be prevented if there's more education and people getting educated. Law enforcement, they let that go, man. That was bad. Even sucks to even listen to that crap, but out.